right, here it is. This is the Robert Indiana Love sculpture, set number 31214, 791 pieces. It is one of those sets where you can do it as a pair, so two people can do it together. So I did buy this with my own money, and I am very excited to build it up. Here's what's going to happen in this video. I'll just do a quick unboxing. I'll show you everything that's in the box. And then after it's built, I'll do an honest review and tell you what I really think. All right, let's get started. All right, and here are all the contents of the bags, all the contents of the box. There were, looks like 9 steps. Nothing too surprising there. And then you do get the 2 manuals. It looks like they are split up. So this one you can build the L and the E, and this one you build the V and the O, and then you can do it as a pair. That's why they have that 2 thing on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and build it up, and I'll show it to you when it's done. All right, here it is all built up. I have my Ghost Rider minifigure in the thing. That is just for scale. Of course, that didn't come with it, but that's just so you can get an idea about the size. So what I want to do is I'll break my review into 3 different categories. So I'll start with display, and then I want to talk about the build and the build experience, and then I will talk about the value. So those are going to be the 3 categories. I'm going to start with the best of the 3, which is the display. I gotta say, Lego nailed this one. I have seen the real sculpture in Philadelphia. Well, there's one of them in Philadelphia, and I have seen that in person, and this is spot on. They absolutely got the colors right. They got the angles right, and you can see on the inside here they have the blue and the green for the different letters, which is accurate. And it's not too studdy. It's actually, I think, the perfect amount of studs along these borders and in here and things like that. It's almost like from a distance, you can't even tell it's a Lego set. But if you look up close, people will realize that's a Lego set. I love that. That is the absolute ideal when it comes to display. It's also just about the perfect size. Like I said, I've got my Ghost Rider here for scale. Fits nicely on probably any bookcase. It's pretty thin at the bottom, which is nice, so you can put it on a skinnier shelf, but it is relatively tall and obviously stands up on its own here. I think the only drawback, and this is getting really nitpicky, this is basically me saying I gotta find something wrong with it, is the O has these little kind of rivets in the side. But other than that, like I said, Lego nailed it. And that is so nitpicky. I think I still have to give it a 10 out of 10 on the display category. So the next category I want to talk about is the build experience. So it's going to be kind of controversial because it really kind of depends on what you're looking for in a Lego set. I think it was really great for 2 people, and it is a very simple set. So you have the 2 manuals. This one you build the L and the E. With this one, you build the V and the O, and it's basically all just kind of basic bricks. There's a few, ball joints and hinges and things like that, but it's almost exclusively kind of basic bricks. It's almost, I liked that about it, is how simple it was. The only thing that was a little bit unique or challenging was this O shape here, to get that with the tilt. You can see it kind of clicks in underneath, and that's with a couple of clip pieces and ball joints. So that is just about it. It's pretty sturdy. I wouldn't drop it. I wouldn't hold it by the O, but I think I could pick it up with just the L and feel pretty confident it's not going to fall apart. Here, I will show you. This is kind of what's inside the O and how it connects together. So that one was unique, and getting all the curves right and all of that was kind of fun, and getting the insides color. There's really not a lot of color to this. You can see obviously it's red, just like the actual statue. There's also the green inside and the blue inside, and then there were a few gray and black and white pieces, but those are really the only colors. It was just so simple, and if you're looking for something that's really challenging and complex, this is not that. But if you're looking for kind of a fun, relaxing set that you can do with a friend or a significant other, this could really be great. Total build time for me was 3 hours and 6 minutes. And that's with the just under 800 pieces. And that is at a pretty leisurely pace. Was not rushing through at all. So it'd be very easy for 2 people to complete this in one night. There was also just nothing frustrating about building the set. You weren't trying to squeeze pieces into tight areas and things like that. And there's no stickers, so it was very little frustration and that kind of thing. Most of the pieces are larger. There's not that many of the tiny one stud pieces, so it's harder to lose a piece, which is always nice. So I think the build experience was good. I mean, it's not the best build experience I've ever had. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I would put it at an 8. I think it was really solid build experience. But again, that comes with the caveat that if you were looking for something that is complicated or challenging, or really like build design that you've never seen before, this might not be what you're looking for. But I think for what it is, and if you go in with the right expectations, this could be a really pleasant build experience, especially for 2 people. And then the last category is value. So this retails for $79.99 in dollars or euros, and then $69.99 from our friends in the UK across the pond. So the price per piece is 10 cents, which is good, not extraordinary, but definitely not terrible. I did happen to look it up just because I was curious that this symbol is itself trademarked, so LEGO would have had to pay for a license to sell this set. So that's going to add a little bit to the price. There are no printed pieces at all. But like I said earlier, most of the pieces are larger. There weren't a lot of the really tiny one stud kind of pieces. There were 6 exclusive pieces technically that are unique to this set, but really they're all kind of basic bricks that you can find in other colors, and the only thing that makes them unique is that they're made in a particular color for this set. So for value, I think it's good. It's not great. It's above average, I would say, and I would give it a 7 out of 10. But I have been able to I have seen this on sale a little bit here and there, and this just came out recently, so I'm sure there's only going to be more sales as time goes on this set. So those are my 3 scores: 10 for display, 8 for the build and build experience, and then 7 for the value, which gives you 25 out of 30. So definitely a solid set. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you appreciate this video and this research, and I will catch you next time.